Hello, I'm Devin, and welcome to my Xbox Series X unboxing video. Let's get going. This Xbox Series X was purchased from Best Buy and delivered today with UPS. Let's see how their packaging went. Lots of bubble plastic wrap. Oh my, that's a lot. Pull it out. In there upside down. Well, the box seems to be in pretty good shape. A couple little scuffs here, but otherwise it's fine. No real clubbing or boxing around the edges. Nothing like that. Let's see what's inside. Ooh, it has a nice peel-off little plastic thing here. I do not need to cut it. Even has an arrow on it. Tell you which way to peel it off. Right. There is one on this side as well. Let's see. Presume it will flip open one way or another. There are two more on the bottom side. Now that is a pretty sight. Power your dreams. That's an interesting slogan, but fitting. It is very snugly packed in here. Looks like they do a good job on making sure the console does not shift much during delivery. Let's see if there's any special way to get this out, or if I just pull it out. Yep, it's just coming out. It's actually not quite as big as I thought it was going to be. That's a good thing. I was worried it was going to be, fridge size, as some people joke. But it's not quite that large. It's got some wrapping around here with some tape on it. Turn it sideways. Get this tape off here. Ah, yes, that's pretty. I like this finish. It looks very clean and smooth. This must be the bottom side. It has a sort of like rubbery edge around the bottom. Probably prevent scooting and sliding, and make sure it has a good, nice, secure footing on whatever surface you set it on. Oh yeah, that's sturdy. That's not going anywhere. That's good. Hard to even twist. Also, for when laying on a side profile, looks like it has little notches right here that prevent it from scooting and sliding when you set it this way. Not sure how I'll have it placed in my living room. There's room for both upright or on its side, and most advertisements have it upright, so you'd think naturally it should go that way, but it might stick out a bit and be a little of an eyesore sitting that way. The top has a lot of perforation. That is a very large fan. I don't know if you can see in there, but through these perforated holes that actually divot in a bit, there is a very large cooling fan. Probably the biggest I've ever seen in any electronic device, out of computers, TVs, consoles, anything. That is, it's almost as big as the entire span of the top of the console. Pretty big. Give you one more look at that. See if you can see it. Okay. Get this box out of the way a little more. Move this over here. On the back side, there are, let's see what we have. 2 USB ports, an Ethernet port, an HDMI out, and a storage expansion port. There's also some other port, but I believe that is for like maintenance and official use by people that work on the console. There's also more perforated venting down here. I don't see any fans in them though. There's the power socket. I don't know what that's for. There's also a little vent here from what it appears to be anyways. On the front side, you have a USB port, remote pairing button, I believe, ejection button, the power button. It's interesting, the power button's profile for the X on it, if you can see, definitely has it built in such a way that an upright position is intended. The X is not perfectly centered and aligned more to a top side, and that a top side is this, not this. All right, that's the main part of the console. Let's set that aside and see what else is in the box. There is a little piece of paper describing the other things in the box. Yes, it tells you about pairing up a controller, putting batteries in the controller, labels what all the ports are. Yes, yes. So here we have a slot that opens up in the back. Inside we have a couple cables. Here is an HDMI cable. Here is the power cable. Here is a booklet, product registry and guide. Here is the controller. Nicely wrapped up. Check it out. Looks very similar to a Xbox One controller. A, B, X, Y. Select and menu buttons, the power button. The D-pad is a little different than your typical Xbox One controller. The controller also seems maybe a teeny bit smaller, perhaps. Definitely feels lighter than your average Xbox One controller, even though it doesn't have a battery in it. I would say compared to your average Xbox One controller without batteries in it, it's still a little lighter. Not a huge difference. There's a little bit more of a grippy texture to the handles than most Xbox One controllers, only on the bottom side, not the top side. So it's a little rougher to help get grip on there, I imagine. It has a connection port for perhaps charging the third-party batteries, because the ones that came with it are AA's, not rechargeable batteries. But this connection port seems to be a USB-C. So finally up to date on that. Much prefer USB-C over micro USB. I am not familiar with this connection. The connection where you would normally have proprietary headphones or the like. It looks almost like a small HDMI port, but I'm not sure what you call that. There's also a headphone jack. There is also a button here in the middle. Appears to be like a send button or something. It's like a half open box with an arrow pointing out the top. Not sure what that is. I'll have to look at the manual and find out. I'm going to be honest, didn't do as much research on this before opening it as I probably should have. So I'm kind of going into this open and blind, as a lot of you maybe will be too when you open yours. I believe that's probably all that's in here. Yeah, just some packing material. I think the controller was housed in. So that is it. You can look at the back of the box. Got Master Chief there. Have a picture of some of the internal mechanisms and specs listed out, such as 4K, 120 frames per second, 8K HDR, Velocity architecture, 1 terabyte SSD, variable refresh rate, 4K Blu-ray. Let's see. They got little plugs for Game Pass. I'm going to talk about their game library. We're talking about this Velocity architecture, which I'm going to have to look into that. I'm not really sure what that is. And of course, it touts their claim, the fastest, most powerful Xbox ever. Well, it's the newest one, so I would hope so. That has been my unboxing of the Xbox Series X. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.